Good afternoon, fellow traders. Black Coffee Trader coming to you on a Monday, August the 19th. And we started off a Monday with on a nice green note, green across every account that I traded today. Pretty happy with that. Definitely a nice start to the week. Big deal. We reclaimed the level that I've been watching for really most of last week. Maybe even further back than that. I was kind of eyeballing this 19,750 as a very key level, in my opinion, that I thought if the NQ could reclaim that level, would be significant opportunity for further upside. We did that today. A little bit sad that I didn't capitalize on it more than I did. I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, overall, just a good, solid day of trading. I did scale down on trades that I took that were not at key levels. So I just scaled down, took some smaller profit targets, and tried to fix some of the issues that I had on Friday. On Friday, I was just running my normal five micros on any trade, no matter if it was at a level or if it was an intermediate trade somewhere in between, and it bit me. And so today I decided I'm going to trade with smaller size. I went with 3 micros for a smaller profit target on areas that were not at key levels, because for me, if I can get a good setup at a key level, I'm very confident in that trade, like I was here on these trades this afternoon. So again, very, very happy with how it went. Up 313, nothing crazy, but up 300 on the funded accounts today. And the couple of evals that I traded didn't take too many trades, but we did get some profits on those accounts as well. So just a nice start to the Monday. Let's look at TradeZella, and then we'll talk about some of the trades. So here's TradeZella for today, 313, 66%, nice win percentage for myself. Pretty happy with that. And then, yeah, I'm putting together a decent little month. We're still red on the month, but starting to have a couple nicer days. 323 on Thursday, 313 today. If it wouldn't be for these two bigger red days, the 907 and the 743, I would be green on the month. I think I'm down maybe 1,000-ish, or maybe a little bit more than 1,000, 1,500 maybe. Yeah, 1,500. Down 1,500 on the month so far, so that is definitely recoverable. Got 9 trading days. I think I'll be able to trade pretty much every day. So, if I can just put together 200 to 300 a day and kind of walk my way through the end of the month, even if I sprinkle a red day in there, we should be able to be green. So that would be a big win, trying to rebound from the start that we had. And so that's the goal. Looking at the track record since we've started trading micros, I believe this is day 19, going from the 23rd of July through today. Day 19 of the days that I've traded, down 1,000. So you can kind of see here on the cumulative P&L how we started off really, really strong, kind of fell off, and now we're kind of back and forth the last several days of trading. So hopefully we can fill this gap and get this red ocean back to green, if you will. But yeah, kind of see it here as well. We had a good, nice start, had a couple sprinkled in some red days. I'm still don't have back-to-back red days, which I'm happy with, but I need to have some consecutive green days instead of having like 2 and then a red day, or 1 then a red day. So anyway, that's the goal there. But yeah, pretty happy with how that is going. Now let's talk more about the day itself. The 650 level was one I was not quite as confident in. I did have that one on my charts. I've had it on, had it off, and put it back on. I believe I put it back on last week. And I wasn't quite as confident in it, and you can tell today when we went through that level, it wasn't clean. It wasn't as clean as the 750s were. This was just beautiful, especially the retest. It was just perfect. And I took a couple of trades. The account we're looking at is account 55, the one that is just barely green at $3. That's the one I did. I was red on that account and trying to work my way back into it. As far as the other accounts goes, 57, my 150K, I really only took a couple trades. The main one was right here on this retest of the 750. Is very, very nice trade there. And then also on 58, that was the account I traded the most today. I was down a little bit on that account and just trying to, for me, that was the smallest red account, and so I was trying to work its way back into green, and we did that in a nice way. But through here, like I talked about earlier, I really was sizing down. I was trading with 3 contracts, just 3 micros, and just taking some small wins. So I'm very happy with the execution there. Before we dive into this trade, because I want to kind of end here and talk about NQ a little bit, I did take one trade on ES, and this was on a bit of a retest here of the 5,600 area. Nice little trade there. That could have been a lot bigger trade because that was when we started this big move to the upside in the afternoon. Did see some rejections come in around the 630s, which is kind of interesting. On the Dow, I did take some trades with this bottom account 58. This is the one that I traded the most today. It was just kind of in and out, up and down, nothing big. I think this was the biggest loser I had on that account today. There was a $90 loser looking for continuation here this morning on the Dow, and just got ripped up right there. But the rest of the day, I did not really like the Dow at all, and then I was really just kind of trying to bide my time and look for this opportunity, which I thought might happen. We just had this strong, steady move up. And what I did, I was so confident because of this strong, steady move, I went long with account 58 right here. And this was a bit of an early entry. I like to wait until we get some kind of a retest or a little bit better confirmation. But the way that this market, I had taken a short here, and I knew this was a risky short. I was really looking for just a quick little short trade, and I got a little bit there. But I was worried about this continuing to go back up and either test the 750s and reject or push through it. And after I got stopped out here in green on this trade, we started to really push quite strongly, and we pushed up from the 20s about 30 points there in only about 10 minutes. And this candle right here is really what convinced me to take it this long. And I just had my stop really tight. I said, it's either going to go or I'm going to take a loss and look for a better entry. So yeah, really, I didn't have much drawdown at all and caught a really nice trade there. 5 winners, $10, 30, 40, so that's 80, another 50 and 50, so that's about $190 trade. Very nice trade on that account. Then what I did is when we had this retest, this was the key. This was really the key right here. My first entry was right here on my 150K account. And I rode that one out, and then I just started buying. I bought right here at around 310, and then I jumped in on the 55 account. Whoops, I jumped on, I think maybe the 58. I guess 55 and 58 I bought at about the same time. So I went long there. Basically, I was in with all 3 of the accounts. Right there's the other one at 58. So I bought all 3. I didn't copy trade them, but I was essentially long on all of them. And actually, I was long on I was copy trading the 4 evals that I traded today, and I was long on everything right there. This is what I'm sad about, and this is where I could have done better. And this is something I've talked about before, is patience. I was extremely confident in this trade, extremely confident, because this is an area that I had looked at for so long, going back, this goes back into June, where this 750 level has had so many rejections. And then I was just quite confident that this is going to be a big major level. And if we get there and if we can go above it and retest it, which is exactly what we did. I mean, we didn't hit it, retest it exactly, but we almost retested to the wick on some of these initial wicks that broke through the 750 level. So this right here was just textbook, and I was so confident in this trade not going back down. I really felt strong that it was going to continue. And my mistake was, because I was in with all 3 of my funded accounts on NQ, on micros NQ, but I could only see the one. I don't have it to where I could look at every single account. So I could only view one account at a time, and I could just watch my P&L. So I elected to set a trailing stop. After we were in profit and had taken a couple of profits, I set a trailing stop. And what happened is, as you can see right here, I got stopped out on all 3 of these. I got stopped out in profit, but I got stopped out nonetheless. Had I left my stop loss down here where I had it and just allowed this trade to work, look at what would have happened. This is what I'm sad about. And I think the key here is, I'm happy with today. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. It's about, how do I learn and how can I become better? look what happened. I then jumped in with account 55 because that one got stopped out a little bit more quickly than the others. For some reason, that trailing stop was trailing a little bit higher, and I didn't get quite the same profits there, but I jumped in right here again. I think I jumped in twice. Yep, I jumped in here, took profit, and then I jumped in again right up here. And this trade here on 1 micro was $104 in profit. So do the math. If I leave my initial profit, my initial entries, and I hold that trade through this entire, move, look at what I could have received. I could have had, today really could have been a monster day. It could have been one of the best days I've had. I mean, that could have been about a $300 to $400 profit on each individual account had I just let that go all the way through. So I think that's the takeaway for me today. And the lesson is on an area where I have a level that I am so confident in, and the price action is telling me that we are definitely pushing higher and higher and higher. And we have fully reclaimed that level, and the upside is there to not set a trailing stop. And I have to be okay with taking a loss on those trades if I'm incorrect. And I think that was the biggest mistake. So despite the winning day, there's always lessons to be learned. There's always things that we can improve on. And that was it for me today. So where do we go from here? So we are here above the 750s. I think the next level that's in play is the 19900s. That's an area that held throughout the last mid-June. We had some holds coming in across the 900s, so I feel like that could be something that could be in play. And then we go up to about the 20,100, 20,070. Right here we have a hold or a high, and then we have a couple more highs in here. So I think those are the two levels that we may see next, providing that this market stays in this range. I would really, really, really love to see this just kind of go sideways in the overnight session and maybe kind of pull back right back to this 750, and then tomorrow morning at market open or in the early stages of the market have a great opportunity there for a long. That would just be textbook. If that could pull back on the overnight to the 750, do some of this, and then we get a big, nice long trade. That would be fantastic. So I'll be looking for it if that's what the market decides to do. Obviously, it can go, obviously up or down. If we do continue to climb, we could get the same thing off the 900s. The 900s are just not quite as key of a level as the 750s are. And also, if we see rejections coming in here, then we could be looking for shorts down into the 750s or back down into the 400s, which I think is another fairly critical level. So that's kind of what's in play, in my opinion. You've got the 400s, you've got the 750s, you got the 900s, and you got about the 20,100s, or just shy of that. So those are the areas that I'll be looking at tomorrow. And again, just try to continue to play this game of, setting up 5 micros with multiple profit targets in these areas of key support and resistance, and allowing those trades to work. And I think that's the biggest thing I need to work on, is just take those trades and then allow them to work and not do a trailing stop. I do like to trail some of those trades, and going back to this one here, I would have manually trailed this, but trailing it manually is a little bit different than setting up an automated trailing stop, because a manual stop, you can set that stop. What I would typically do is I will set a stop. Like once we're up in here, I would set the stop down here and allow this trade to work a little bit, and maybe eventually you take your profit. But you just have a little bit more control of the trade when you're trailing it manually versus allowing it to automatically ATM trail. So anyway, but yeah, I'm happy with today. It was a great start to the week. Feels good to start with a green day. Nothing crazy again, but it is a green day, and we just continue to march forward. So, all right, that's a wrap for today. Once again, I want to say thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you guys. If you're new here, feel free to hit the like and subscribe. I try to do these update videos every single day that I am trading, which is about every day. And I want to say thank you once again for those of you that use code BCT for Black Coffee Trader. BCT gets you the best deal with Apex and Take Profit, my two favorite prop firms out there. Apex has the 71% off sale, and they still do have the lifetime fee going on for the 150, 250, and 300K accounts. And also Take Profit, that sweet deal that they've got going on, 50% off and the $100% refund on your first payout. So BCT gets you a 50K account for 85 bucks, which you would get back on your first payout. So, and we're still working on trying to get this thing passed. I haven't really been that focused on passing evals. I just kind of trade them whenever. So I do need to get some of these across the finish line. So anyway, that's a wrap for today. Once again, thank you. I appreciate you all. Hope you had a great day today, and have a great trading day tomorrow. We'll try to have another update for you tomorrow afternoon. So long.